you do that?
Conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, as you guys know, it is Sunday, and I got the one, the only Anthony Allen. Very, very, very big man. How you doing?
Fantastic, Jermain Botsio. Doing great. We have a little rain here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like we have some rain here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, but that rain will not dampen what we have to do. We have to continue always breaking down and getting these liberals understood by conservatives. And we have to keep fighting the good fight every single day, my friend. So the rain will not stop us from getting on top of these liberals.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely correct. The rain, whatever weather crap they got going on. And as you guys know, the liberals, the Luciferians, they're on the march right now. They certainly are. Look at what's going on in America. Right? Soon as that crazy old man, Mr. Magoo, took the helm, things been sliding back, and it's not coming back. It's not at all. Right now, we have the administration lying about a recession. Ain't it crazy, ladies and gentlemen? They lying about a recession. You can look at the numbers, right? Two declines in a row, 2 quarter declines in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up, right? Hold on. Wake up. These people are crazy. These people mean us harm. They are not sincere about turning around the economic collapse that is coming. Some of you guys have done your research. You've read about the Great Depression, right? I know you remember that, right? People were jumping out of buildings. They were eating their pets. Yeah. People who worked hard their whole lives so that they can have the life that they want. Gone. And that's what is going to happen if we don't wake up and get that sucker out of office and people who have his mindset. Do you understand? He's worse than Jimmy Carter. 10 times worse. Jimmy Carter at least can think for himself. He thought for himself and he was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anthony Allen, Jimmy Carter at least thought for himself and he was crazy. This man don't think for himself. And he's 10 times as crazy.
Absolutely.
You can't get around it. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor, a little bit of a favor. I'm going to need your help. I'm definitely going to need your help. We going to get it in. We going to get it in. Make sure you do share, all right? Please, oh, please. Mr. Allen, buddy, pal, I'm ready to flame. I've been ready for a while. How about yourself?
I'm ready, buddy. Let's flame.
All
Let's
right,
fire things up.
Let's do it. Let's get ready to flame. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Bear with me. My voice kind of screwed up. I've been yelling at kids. Yeah, you know what happens when you yell at kids? Yeah, first of all, you know I ain't right. You know, Jermain crazy already. And then I got the motorcycle accident. And then and then my son and them are crazy. So somebody got to remind them that they crazy and to, gosh darn, settle down. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. So I just want to point that out there. Hit that like button. Make sure First one up here. First one up. I want to speak about a cantankerous woman. Absolutely. There's a whole bunch of them nowadays. I want you guys to see this here. A woman at her local Dunkin' Donuts. Very, very upset about the service, decides to act in a manner that is not ladylike. I want you guys to take a look at this when it come back. I want to speak about this, all right? Make sure you do share. You know how the Luciferians are. You know how these idiots are. They don't want us to speak about things that are real. They want us to speak about LGBTQ stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we not gay. Well, I'm not. But you know what I'm talking about. Hit that like button, make sure you share. I know some of y'all smile like, gosh darn, that black man crazy. Absolutely I am. Hit that like button. Here we go.
Don't swear. I don't need to do anything. I was just asking you. I don't need to do anything. What do I need to do? I don't need to do anything. What are you going to do to me? Exactly. You will serve me. I will be somebody in here serving me. She'll serve me. What you think you're going to do? Now tell me to calm down. Now tell me to be quiet. You better get my money, Miss. Somebody better get my money. Somebody better get my money before I start having the people come in. Get my money, put it in my hand. The same way I gave it to you. The same way I gave it to you. Don't throw nothing at me. What the fuck are you? No, don't be sorry. Give me my money in my hand like I gave it to you. Sorry about your kids and everything, but who do you think you're talking to? I don't want to hear nothing. Give me my money in my hand the same way I give it to her. I crack up out of head. Call the police, anybody you need to call. I don't care who it is. Get your manager, whoever you need to. I don't care who you is. Somebody better tell me something. Somebody better tell me something. Yeah, well, the manager
Ridiculous.
ever, I would beat the shit out your employee if she ever throw anything in my face. I'm not going nowhere. I want her to pick my shit up, give me my money the same way I gave it to her. No, I'm not moving. Somebody better go behind here, give me my money, get my order, and that's gonna be that. Mister, you need me to go to jail, crap you in your head early in the morning or something for fucking throwing my money at me? Huh? No, move. Hello, get away from me. Hello, I'll crack you upside your head. Yo. Play around, bitch. You fucking play around. Don't hold me.
Man, look at As Economists.
I'm telling you. No, it's not necessary, but you don't throw my fucking money at me. You don't fucking throw my money at me. Call the cops, call whoever you need to call. Mister, don't touch me. You don't have to touch me.
I'm telling you.
I'm very okay.
Let me go ahead and stop it here. Let me go ahead and stop it here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Make sure you do share. Anthony Allen, let me tell you something. The cantankerous woman in 2022. You can't get around it now. I've been speaking about this woman for a very long time. You know I'm very honest with women, right? Absolutely. That's what get me in trouble. Hey, what can I say? You know what I'm saying? I'm just that guy. But when it comes down to this here, in this day and age, you will see women more aggressive, more masculine than the men that are around. It doesn't matter what, in a sense, ethnicity they're from here in the U.S. If they're Latina, if they're white, if they're gosh darn blickety black, right? Hold on, blickety black. If they're blickety black, they seem to act and behave in a manner that is very masculine. What do you think about this here? What do you think about what we just got done seeing?
Yeah, I came across this and I was just, I watched it maybe 5 or 6 or 7 times just to get the gist of everything that was taking place here. And, number one, this little cashier girl, she threw the money on the floor and she backed off with some kind of little gangster pose, hands up in the air, like, hey, what are you going to do about it? And this is a grown lady. She's a woman. I can imagine that that she has children. She even apologized to the children there for her behavior.
Yeah.
But still, we had these 2 cantankerous women. And I think that the lady that was very, very angry, she was somewhat justified in being so because the cashier girl did throw the money at her, which is extraordinarily rude, to do for a cashier to do that, and it's very, very disrespectful. People want the money placed in their hand.
Yep,
and
they
she
do.
kept saying, "Just put the money in my hand, like I gave it to you." And I believe that would have solved the whole thing there. But you're right. This is over the top behavior on both parts. The little cashier lady just, you know what? She was disingenuous by apologizing. She was disingenuous in so many ways. And that little girl, she was about to put herself head first into a wood chipper.
Absolutely, an ass
from
whooping.
behind that counter. And I like the fact that those men stood up and
Thank
tried
the
to
Lord.
quell it. We need more of that manliness in our culture, in our society, where men want to stop situations like this. But I think that little cashier girl, she should be fired. And the little girl with the hip job on her, head, she should be fired. That whole crew should be fired because they should have stopped that by saying, "Ma'am, here's your money. Sorry for your inconvenience. Have a nice day." And that would have ended the whole thing.
Absolutely. It just comes down to common sense and decency at the end of the day.
Yes.
There's a problem on both angles here. On that employee side, all they had to do is just be courteous. Here's your change. Place the change in the person's hand. Bye-bye. Have a good day. They didn't do that at all. In this day and age, I've noticed that the younger generation does not have any respect for the elderly. If they're older than them, they have zero respect, Anthony Allen. Back in the day, old folks used to give out what we call ass whoopings. I used to be a product of that. My daddy, my uncle, my mama, ass whooping territory. Used to be in it all the time. How do you think I straighten out? Children need ass whoopings. A lot of people need ass whoopings, and they grow up without having that ass whooping, and they behave in this manner. Now, this woman here, she doesn't even have to behave in that manner. She doesn't have to act and behave like a wild wildebeest, like some sort of stage circus animal. She doesn't have to act like that. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen? Yeah. She doesn't have to get out of her womanly character.
Yes.
She doesn't have to, be masculine over this. All she has to do is take the money and say, hey, well, I'm not going to come back over here. Obviously, the employees here don't do a good job, and I'm not being treated well. These are very simple things that can, people can do that will definitely not exacerbate a situation like this. But she didn't do that. And that is indicative of the woman today. We had a very, very, very high-profile trial with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Most women in this country look to the left, they look to the right, and they look past the trial. And let me tell you something, about 80% of the women in this country probably need to be in the trial as well. They have them emotional issues. Absolutely. Yeah. Emotional issues constitute as psychological issues, and I want women to understand that. Yeah, you didn't know that, huh? Go ahead and ask a therapist. Ask a psychotherapist and come back to me. Yeah, come back to Daddy Jermain. Daddy Jermain will let you know. Right? Yeah. Emotional issues translates to psychological issues, and I want women to understand, and that is a lot of the problem that we're having today is these psychological issues and women, in a sense, who are being raised like men. And I think that's an issue that we're going to speak about next. Last words here on this.
Yeah, you are exactly right, Jermain Botsio. There's a thing called courtesy, and there's a thing called femininity and masculinity. And, this cashier child should have been much more courteous. And this older lady, she should have been much more feminine. She could have handled that little girl like the little girl, like a child that she is. Okay, she is an adult, this woman, and she should look at this girl as a child. There's one thing the Bible says. It says, a soft answer turns away wrath. Okay, so sometimes you have to use your virtue. You can be much more virtuous than the other person is, much more virtuous, than the other person is. And so being this over the top, behaving like a silverback gorilla, that's not the way she wants to behave, particularly out there in public like that, And that little girl behind the counter, you could tell she didn't get enough spankings, okay, because she's dealing with an adult, and the adult needs to treat her like a child.
Yep.
Use some words, shame her with words, always maintain her integrity, but she lost it behaving like a wild wildebeest.
She absolutely did, Anthony Allen. And, it is such a shame. Back when I was growing up, and I grew up with the baby boomers. I'm a baby boomer kid. Baby boomers raised me. You get what I'm saying? So I was probably in the last era of the real man. That was the last era of the real men.
Yeah.
Were the baby boomers. Right now, I don't hardly see any real men. If you weren't raised by a baby boomer man, probably you're not a real man yet. Yeah, there's something going on with you that you need to handle personally. But let me tell you something. Being raised by the baby boomer, especially by baby boomer women, they didn't act and behave in this manner. If the women were disrespected, you know what they would do, Anthony Allen? They would go get their husband, they would get the male in their life that gives a crap about them to come back and to handle that type of situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand? She didn't buck up herself acting like she was a WWE wrestler trying to handle the situation. No, she got her brother, she got her cousin, she got her daddy to come. And when the dad comes, when that male comes, you're going to do what? You're going to apologize and you're going to do the right thing. Aren't you, Anthony Allen?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If she would have thrown that money at a lady, that lady would not have picked up that money. She would have just shook her head, walked away, and like you said, she could have brought back her husband, brought back her brother, and settled that situation without her having to behave like a man. WWE wrestler. I mean, she wanted to just throw down in there, and that's not how she needed to behave. But on the same hand, that cashier, she should be fired.
Absolutely.
She should have some training, but she was rude. She was very, very insulting, and she threw the money in the lady's face, and that's what, tipped things off for that lady.
And I understand rightfully so that a lot of folks are ticked off at at certain things, and especially older folks are they get ticked off when you get disrespect by young folks who haven't really lived a real full life yet. You get what I'm saying? They're starting to get hair on their nuts or on their chest yet. And then they're running their mouth and talking crap to you, and you just can't understand it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, a lot of these children need their ass whooped. They do. I'm not a gentle parent. Gosh darn it, lock me up now, right? I know. I'm not a gentle parent. I believe in ass whoopings. I certainly do. Because they bring children back to reality. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our good friend who just donated, Pookie Martinez. Says, let's flame. Everyone take the $5 challenge. Shout out to Pookie Martinez. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Shout out to Pookie Martinez. And actually, shout out to our good friend Robert Marvin as well. I just seen it here on my phone. Shout out to Robert Marvin. Took our challenge on PayPal. Shout out to Robert Marvin. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We got a lot more to discuss. And as you know, the Luciferians, these folks don't like us. We are living in an age where the truth is not popular. People want to protect their feelings at all costs. You better believe it. And we want to be able to get reality to the people who seek it. Yes. So make sure you share and hit that like button. Next one up, I want to speak to you about a pastor. He goes by the name of Bishop T.D. Jakes. He's a bishop. My bad. Bishop, pastor, duke. Gosh darn it, they got all these type of titles. Gosh darn it, how about the title of Jesus? Yeah, see, Jesus trump all of them. But besides that, T.D. Jakes came out the other days and said something that really pissed off a lot of folks. Now, as you guys know, if you've been watching this program for a while, you know that I'm not a huge fan of T.D. Jakes. I think he's a faker. I think that, he's been eating a little bit too much tainted chicken. Yeah, the tainted chicken got him saying some stuff that is crazy. Absolutely. But he says something that I do agree with, that a lot of people agree with right now. And I want to go ahead and speak about it. Make sure you guys share. T.D. Jakes in his latest sermon pointed out and spoke about and said that we are raising women to be men. It's a notion that a lot of people been talking about nowadays. The cantankerous woman. What happened to the feminine women? What happened to femininity? What happened? Let's take a look at this. Make sure you guys share, hit that like button. Help a brother out. I'm going to need your help. I'm definitely going to need your help. Here we go.
If Adam had not allowed Eve to pour into him, sin would have never come into the world. Sin came into the world because Adam broke the order. We were not designed to receive from women. Your self-esteem is compromised when you have to ask your wife for lunch money. I'm not saying you got to be rich. I'm not saying you got to be famous. I'm saying that you have got to be the one who pours in, not the one who takes out.
Absolutely.
When Adam started eating out of his wife's hand, sin came in.
Sin came in.
Because the divine order was broken. This breaks all sociological orders of the culture we're living in now. Because we are raising up women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful,
cantankerous
you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk back to me this morning.
No, they ain't. They don't want that.
The conversation has become, let's prove to the men how dispensable they are.
Yup.
And it is born out of pain because we hurt you.
He ain't lying about it.
And betrayed you. And lied to you.
His wife probably mistreated him.
Like you became out of pain.
Or a burger,
Lord.
one or two.
I told you they wasn't gonna like this, Jesus.
Bow. Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, man, oh man. Man, oh man. Talk about fire. Fire. Strict fire. Now, we've been speaking about this issue for a very long time, right? For For a few years. Ain't that right, Anthony Allen?
Yeah, absolutely. For a few years. Yep.
Cantankerous woman that femininity has gone away. Now, there's a couple of issues right now in our society that I can bring up here that will make some folks get mad. First issue, let me go ahead and bring it up. I was speaking to my wife about this issue. She got mad at me as well. I could care less. You see the way I'm smiling, right? Yeah. First issue, there is a big issue when it comes to formula, baby formula nowadays, right? Oh my goodness gracious, we don't have enough to make baby formula. Anthony Allen, simple question here, brother. Simple question. What did they do back in the day when there was no formula?
They would take some, like some pinto beans or some, bananas, and they would just, mash it up. Some green peas, some English peas, some lima beans. They would just make it. They would just mash it up themselves, They would add some little ingredients to it, but they would make it.
They would also, most of them would be at home breastfeeding too, right?
They would be breastfeeding too, exactly.
Bow. There you go. I know. I probably pissed off my wife with this one too, but I'm not speaking about the women who somehow medically have a problem with producing breast milk. I'm not speaking about y'all. All right, I understand that. That's why formula is out there. It's for y'all. Yeah, it's for y'all. But the majority of women out there, please believe they can produce breast milk. They can sit there. They can care for their children. But they're not doing it because they have bought into the Luciferian dream, the Luciferian lie that, hey, for your husband, for your man in your life to take you serious, for you to prove your worth, you need to go out there and you need to go and work. And I want people to understand where I'm going with this. You start destroying the family by doing this. You cannot have two alphas at the house there. There has to be an alpha and a beta. No matter where you go, even in a company. Yeah, they have the president and the vice president. Why do you think they have that? So that there is order and direction. I want women to understand this. Right? There isn't a president and a president. That would be dumb, wouldn't it? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get nothing done. So in every relationship, there is an alpha and there's a beta. There's a person who is physically and emotionally and psychologically more asserted than the other. Do you understand? Yeah, even in the wild. In the wild is like that too. Yeah, absolutely. And that is the problem that we're having right now, is that women have taken a role, a lot of them, that is not even designed for them. You can look at what's going on, even dating, right? There's a lot of women right now who don't want to date real men. Yeah, you know why, Anthony Allen? Because they have to submit. Oh, yeah, I'm about to piss off a lot of women tonight. Yeah, they have to submit. Yeah, that means you have to submit. You have to work with the person who is the alpha. And most women nowadays understand that to be with a real man that work, bring in money, the one that will take care of you. Yeah, the one that will take care of you. You have to submit, and most women don't want to do that nowadays. I don't want to just be home and be at his every whim. I don't want to just sit there and take care of family. That type of talk has led to women looking for beta and weak men. Men who will be under your skirt, right? The men that you can talk to, right? Act real bitchy to, and then they'll still be there, right? Because real men, soon as you start that bitchiness stuff, they don't take that. They have other options, and women understand that the alpha got other options. They don't want to do that. So we are in that type of a deal, and it's causing a lot of problems in relationships, causing a lot of problems in our society. We don't have traditional family anymore because the spiritual order is broken. Christ over man, man over woman, woman over child. To most women nowadays, they want to have woman over Christ, woman over God. Yeah, gentlemen, yeah. Woman over God, woman over Christ. Most women hate God. Yeah, they do, because they hate his order, and that's why they go against it. What do you think, Anthony Allen?
Yeah, that was excellent, Jermain Botsio, because there is a order that has to take place. And when the order isn't there, the family, the house is in a weird condition. Things are just awkward, horrible, terrible, because the order is out of place. Now, like you said, guys have options, and they will execute those options. But the woman has to understand that there is a order, and like you said, that order comes from God. We didn't make it up.
We didn't. Trust me.
Some kind of patriarchy, we didn't make it up. That's how it is. It's like that everywhere. Someone has to be in charge, and when you have two people trying to be in charge, it's a ugly situation.
Oh, it's crazy.
The Bible says a man would rather live in the corner of a house or in the attic than to live with a mean, rude, or contentious woman. They'll just go someplace else, and pretty soon that someplace else is far, far away. So T.D. Jakes, he is talking about the fact that women are raised to be men now. And even when it comes to the breastfeeding, the society has taught women that the breasts are just for beauty.
Yep,
and
that's it.
Of course, we know that, the breast have to feed the baby. But most women say, hey, I don't want to do any of that because that may mess my breast up. And
there you go.
I want to just keep my breast, nice and plump and full. And the baby is starving. And, feeding the baby from the breast is a way to build that relationship that has to be there, that, love and that kindness that has to be there. But, women don't want that closeness.
Nope.
They want the beauty continuously. And, the beauty isn't going to last continuously. So, back in the olden days, of course, these mothers, they would breastfeed, and they also made their own baby food also.
Yes, they did.
And that means that the women had to stay and, learn from older women how to do things. But most women, younger women, they do not want to learn how to do anything unless they can find it on YouTube somewhere.
They don't even know how to cook. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, when I was dating in college, I was a young player. What can I say? Let me tell you, women don't know how to cook worth crap. The guys know how to cook. It blew my mind. I go to all my buddies' houses, they cooking. They really cooking too, chefing and everything. You go to a woman's house, she wondering, are we gonna go out to eat? I'm like, huh? Hold on, what? Yeah. It is crazy to me. But Anthony Allen, you're absolutely correct with your assessment here, sir. You also spoke about the breast being seen to most women as being just beauty, right? Your breasts are just supposed to be meant for beauty, and that's it. No, your breasts are meant for more than quote unquote beauty. It's meant for you to be able to feed your child. Women believe that breastfeeding messes up the way their breasts look, right? Because they're trying to keep up with the supermodels out there, right? What's in Glam magazine and Vanity Fair magazine, all the other dumb magazines, because that's what women love to do. They love to compete with each other. They love to get the BBLs, the big butts. They love to get the Botox in the lips, right? Get their nose done. The God-forsaken, ugly-ass, dumpster, big-ass eyelashes that they get. Crazy stuff that they get. It's not for us guys. I want the women to understand, when you speak to most men, they're not saying, oh my gosh, look at her nails. Yeah. Ask Anthony Allen. I ain't playing. When men speak about women and they speak about the beauty and what she offers, I want folks to understand, men are not speaking about, quote unquote, the nails. They're not caring about the eyelashes. A lot of that stuff is just for y'all to compete with each other. A lot of the men are caring about the attitude, the way that she acts. And I want women to understand that, right? I want them to understand that. It's a big issue. It's a big issue. So I just want to go ahead and point that out there. Yvette says, Jermain, I don't hate God. I'm a 67-year-old woman. She said that there's no respectable men out there for women my age. Except I met, sweetheart, the dating game is messed up now. And it's messed up because most women don't appreciate themselves. You got porn on demand. You got Tinder. You got all sorts of dumb stuff. Yeah, you got all sorts of dumb stuff. So a lot of men nowadays understand what the deal is. They understand that most women now are acting like men when it comes to relationships and sex. Yeah, the women are running through the men as well. You know how guys used to run through the women? Yeah, the women are running through the guys, and they're talking to each other about it. So if it's like that, a lot of guys don't want to sit there and do the right thing. They just don't. And I've been saying this even when my sister was going, they don't want to do the right thing because of how the game is right now. And it can change when women understand how it is. Y'all control the sexual marketplace. You really do. You really do. So I'm just pointing that out there. I want to go ahead and give some folks a shout out here real quick. First shout out goes out to Kristen Walker. Kristen Walker, I have to send you a message here. I believe you hit me up here and I have to send it to you. Shout out to Kristen Walker and Leanne and Jerome Glass donated. Shout out to y'all. Absolutely. Second Amendment Saturday. I have to get a little bit better, but I'ma definitely come. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. Any last words before we move forward, Anthony Allen?
Yeah, I do want to give Christian Walker a shout out. Thank you very much. Lovely, lovely lady. But yeah, Jermain Botsio, you're correct. The game has changed, if you can use the word game, where, women can be, very, very aggressive. But also with the advent of social media, guys can make requests, over the video.
Yep.
I just saw in a feed there where this young lady was dating someone, they FaceTime, and the guy said, take your clothes off. But there's no subtlety now.
There's yeah.
Romanticism. There's nothing like that now. Everybody wants to be, off the chain and just do everything, without even having a romance. Just do it. And that's where social media has gotten us. And, unfortunately, guys are pushing that envelope.
They
and
certainly
women are too. My feed, it can get full of these crazy women that want to do crazy things, and they send you crazy pictures.
Absolutely.
But, you can just click on something and say, oh my gosh, right there in your face. So it goes both ways. But, you're right. Women have to be in control of this more so than guys.
They
because
they
do
have to.
control it. Yeah.
They have to, especially when you have a platform like OnlyFans. That is a new platform that a lot of the younger generations using right now. The women are doing it. If women are being Instagram models and whores on there, they're being whores on OnlyFans, they're being whores on Facebook and all these other platforms. It's hard for men to sit there and decipher who's a whore and who's not when even the girls that aren't whores have the whore qualities. You get what I'm saying? They're doing the same whore stuff as the whores. I want the women to understand there has to be some sort of divide. There has to be. If most women are followers, if most women are going to be following this trend of whoredom, you're not going to get very many men to be good. I'm just being honest. They're not. Why be good to a woman who's going to be online taking off her clothes all the time? And even even the women who are not selling their bodies online, they're still taking off their clothes online. Yeah, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's the same thing that I talk about the black kids. The black kids who dress like thugs who aren't thugs, right? You look like a thug, you're talking like a thug, but you ain't a thug. And you're mad why people are treating you like a thug. Dress appropriately. Most women are dressing like whores, and then they get mad when guys are approaching them like whores. Hey, why aren't you treating me like I'm a whore? Well, ma'am, you're dressed like a whore, and you're using whore language. I'm just not sure. It's hard to decipher if you're a whore or not. Whore, right? That's what they'll do. So I want the women to understand. That's what it is. So if guys are approaching you like that, you need to start looking at yourself. Why am I being approached like this? And I'm going to let you know something, ladies out there. Now, guys don't approach all women like that. Yeah, ain't that crazy? Guys know if you're a good woman or if you're a whore. Yeah, absolutely. And don't be false flagging. Yeah, don't be false flagging. If you're dressing like a whore and you get approached like that, you know why. If you're dressed like a good woman, 99% of the time you're gonna get approached like that. I don't make this stuff up. Ask the gentlemen in the crowd. They'll let you know. They'll tell you. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about a Cincinnati police officer that is on fire. Well, not on fire, I should say. On the run. Idiots are going crazy because they heard this woman say a racial slur on her body cam. Now, I want to speak about this case. It seems to be nowadays that racism or quote-unquote bigotry is only aimed at white Americans. And to be honest, I know more black bigots than anything. It blows my mind that, the media and the public has this mindset. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go. An investigation into a racial slur by a Cincinnati police officer. Take a look. Here we go.
Cincinnati police officer is under investigation tonight after being caught on her body cam using a racial slur. This was aimed at a high school student outside of her police cruiser.
Now, this isn't the first time a CPD officer has been accused of using such language, but as Local 12's James Pilcher tells us, it's been difficult to make any suspensions or severe discipline stick.
In early April, Cincinnati police officer Rose Valentino was recorded using the N-word, referring to high school students walking by her car.
Oh, hate him so much. God, I hate this world.
The language was quickly condemned by both city leaders and leaders of the Cincinnati Police Union. But it isn't the first time CPD officers have been caught using such language. In 2002, then Officer Patrick Caton was suspended for using the N-word. He had previously been on trial but acquitted of assault in the death of Roger Owensby. His suspension was overturned. Legal experts say cities like Cincinnati don't have specific measures for racial slurs, instead lumping them in with profanity, coarse language, and rudeness to the public. Cincinnati's police union contract and discipline procedures don't make that distinction, and the maximum an officer can get is a 7 to 10 day suspension for his or her fourth offense. Ohio State law professor and professional mediator Sarah Cole says that makes it difficult to make suspension stick.
Discipline in this context isn't intended to be punitive. It's intended to be educational. It's intended to be progressive. So that if this is the first offense of this officer, it's very hard to justify serious discipline or termination for the use even of a racial epithet.
In 2018, two other officers were caught on camera using the N-word. Dante Hill, who is African American, and Dennis Barnett, who is white, were suspended for 7 days. Both were revoked by an independent arbitrator. Hill sued the city for lost wages and a damaged reputation in federal court in a case that is still ongoing after a jury deadlocked last week. Ohio State's Cole says any structural changes will need to come when the city and union negotiate their next contract.
But I do think that employers want to discipline more harshly for the use of racially or sexually charged language. And I think that's been true for some time.
James Pilcher, Local 12 News.
Officer Valentino will continue to get paid while under investigation, but her police powers have been removed, including her badge and her gun.
Bow. Man, oh man, what a world we live in. I can tell you, you can't pay me enough money to go and chase niggas nowadays, Anthony Allen. Trust me, you deal with enough niggas, you're going to be like that police officer there. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing? You go ahead and ask your nearest black person. They'll let you know. Absolutely. So, Anthony Allen, this woman here, she got caught on body camera using a racial slur. Now, Anthony Allen, it's almost as if cops can't be human. You get what I'm saying? A lot of what they're claiming to be, quote unquote, racial slur is what you hear on the radio. They're using nigga all day long on the radio. If you go on and look at your local news channel or your local, broadcasting channels like ABC, CBS, the CW, they got black shows on there that use the word nigga. You're inundated with the N-word wherever you look, but yet they say you can't say it. I think that's absolutely outrageous. It is. And we are now at the point in history where BLM, the narrative that is out there, has really caused a divide between the officers and the public. What do you think about this here, sir?
Yes, you're exactly correct, Jermain Botsio. There was this idea that she used some kind of profanity-laced rant. And a profanity-laced rant is not racist, okay? She was in the privacy of her vehicle. Then they say, well, she used the N-word. She called someone, she said nigger, okay? And she explained that someone, some black person flipped her off, and that made her angry. Well, still, she's in the privacy of the vehicle.
There you go.
No one heard her. She wasn't saying it to someone's face. It's like a thought crime. And that's what we're getting into now. These are thought crimes, okay? Where you can say something in your house, say something in your basement, say something in your bathroom, say something in your office, that you don't say in public. No one else heard it. And then someone has someone finds out that you said that, and they charge you with a crime. And this is the stuff of science fiction.
It
There was
is.
a movie about thought crimes where
Minority Report.
Yeah, Minority Report. That's exactly what I was thinking, where they had these thought crimes, you see. And so now you have these police officers, you have these cameras everywhere, and someone says something rude or, racially, provocative, and now they just review their tape and say, hey, you said this word, 2 or 3 days ago in your office. Well, now we're going to investigate you to see that you commit a real crime. Maybe there's some real crime somewhere because you have a thought crime. And that's where this whole thing is going. They want to convict someone for a thought crime and then try to find a real crime to go along with it. And, she should not have had any of this happen to her. So this is all emotional. And now we have entered into this age where everything is so emotional that now people want to charge you with crimes when you think something. No one heard you say it. You just think it now, and you're charged with a crime.
You're charged with a crime. Anthony Allen, that is crazy. I mean, imagine, where does it stop, Anthony Allen?
Yes.
How about at home? They catch you at home saying the word nigga too, and then you're caught there. How about the bathroom?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They catch you saying that in the bathroom, and they get you there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, he's exactly correct. It's a thought crime. Nobody heard her say it. It was caught on body cam.
Yes.
The only person that heard it was the body cam and probably the sergeant, who was probably a blue-haired liberal.
Yes.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Well, that's the person who's over there snitching. A blue-haired liberal who is the only person who heard it. And these type of things that are going on, ladies and gentlemen, will spread further than policing. You better believe it. They'll start doing it to your children too. You better believe it. Oh, they said that LGBTQW, huh? You're making fun of the LGBTQ folks, huh? Yeah, we heard you say it last week. Yep, yes, we did. We want him suspended. They'll start doing stuff like that. Where does it stop? And I can tell you, for these liberals, these idiots, they don't want it to stop. This type of hell is what they want because they know it produces the environment they want. So it's crazy to me that this is happening, but it is. And you cannot pay me enough. 30, 40 grand to chase niggas in the street so that they can complain and then I get fired. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it. The cops that are out there really want to be cops. Yeah, they really do. Me and you, we don't want to be chasing no Negroes for 30, 40 grand and scuffing up our knees. Yeah. And then for them to tell her, hey, you put the cuffs on me too hard, you're racist. Right? Yeah. Screw that. Anthony Allen, last words here, sir.
Yeah, like there's two things, Jermain Botsio. This whole idea that, you can't say the word nigger because, like you said, and we talk about it all the time, it's in our culture. People have become millionaires saying that word. You grew up hearing it. Every black person grew up hearing that word constantly. It's on television over and over again. And the only time, liberals want that word to be used is when they can make $1 million and call it some kind of racial profanity. No, that word is not a racial profanity. And, no one should be penalized for using it. Police officers, anyone can use any word. No race, no color person has a monopoly on a word. Okay. And I'm sick and tired of people saying N-word. Okay. The word is not N-word.
It's not the N-word.
Yeah. I mean, do you have the
Blacks
R
say
word?
it all the time instead nigga.
Yeah. So the other thing too, it is the emotional makeup of this woman. uh, women do not do well in very hostile, stressful environments like the
Absolutely.
police work. And of course, she was breaking down. It was stressful, very, very dangerous, hostile, constantly. And you could tell she was not handling it very, very well because she's a female. Now, there are some females that can't handle that stressful, emotional, battle that goes on every day. But
Yep.
most females cannot handle that.
Yep.
But they're constantly pushing women into these, hostile environments. Like T.G. Jakes was saying, they're trying to turn women into men. And this job is not a good fit for her.
Nope.
Police work is not a good fit for most women.
No, it ain't.
Whenever I see a fight out there where there's a police officer, a male officer fighting someone, and his partner is a female, the female is useless in that
Yep.
situation. They always make it worse by trying to be a mother to someone attacking her partner. So yeah, there is the emotional makeup component in this video also.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I spoke about this last time too. I said most women are not cut out to be police officers. They're not cut out for a job like this, for them to run, to chase. Mostly men, and I want the women to understand. Most of the criminals that are out there are going to be men, the dangerous ones, the ones that are going to want to fight. Yeah, they're not going to be the ones that are holding a bag of lipstick. Yeah, no, they're not going to be holding lipstick. They're going to be holding a gun, and they're going to have big ass muscles, and they can do more than 10 push-ups. Yeah, ain't that crazy? I'd be scared if I was a woman. More than 10 push-ups, my goodness gracious. Right? I'll be grabbing my chest. 10 push-ups, oh my goodness. Yeah, more than 10. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. Yeah, more than 10 push-ups, though. There's women that can do the job, but more than likely, most of them can't. And that's what it comes down to. But as far as this being a thought crime, it's a thought crime and it's out of control. And it will continue to be like this until we start speaking out against this type of nonsense. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Next one up, I want to speak about Sesame Street. Oh, yeah, Sesame Street. Racism has landed on the street of Sesame. And let me tell you something. Oscar the Grouch, he just got a lot more grouchier. There's some black idiots that are on the street that he don't like. Yeah, he never seen these black people before. Yeah, once he got Oscar the Grouch using the word nigga, stuff done messed up.
Wow.
Absolutely. Oscar the Grouch in the street calling people niggas and everything. Let me go ahead and run this. When it come back, we're going to speak about it. Sesame Street, a place of racism now. During the Sesame Street Fair, what they're saying is that there are some individuals who are dressed up like characters. They are hugging every white thing possible and skipping past the black ones. Ain't that crazy? Yeah,
Crazy.
That's what they saying. I want to run this story when it come back. I want to speak about it. Is it true? Or is it another what we call black fraud? Ain't that you like that, black fraud? Yeah. It's a black fraud. Hit that like button, make sure you share. Here we go.
Now to a developing story and more trouble for Sesame Place. The theme park has already come under heavy criticism following a viral video showing a costume character appearing to ignore two little black girls.
And now another family is making similar allegations. CBS 2's Kevin Rincon live in our newsroom with the latest. Kevin?
Maurice and Christine, this controversy has gotten a lot of attention, and we've been hearing from more and more families who say their kids were also ignored simply for the color of their skin. Earlier this month, a video of an actor in a Rosita costume could be seen high-fiving kids and parents, but waving off two little black girls. Today, Quentin Burns, who lives in Baltimore, Maryland, came forward saying the same thing happened to him on Father's Day when his 5-year-old daughter, Kennedy Burns, was ignored.
Just looking at her face, it makes me want to cry every time I see it.
He's now working with the same law firm that represented the family of Freddie Gray. They filed a class action lawsuit hoping to address what they call systemic
class
discrimination.
action. Blacks trying to get money.
Solely because of the race of the children.
Oh,
Kennedy
Lord.
was forced to experience racism.
You can't
at the
make
age
it up.
of 5. She was ignored amongst a sea of other young white children.
The lawyers in this case say they want families who experienced racism to be compensated. They're also calling on SeaWorld, which owns Sesame Place, to provide them information on complaints they've received from other families. We did reach out to Sesame Place for comment, have not heard back. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Rincon, CBS 2 News.
All right, Kevin, thank
Bow. Anthony Allen, you can't make this stuff up. Black folks need their own world. Anthony Allen, they need their own world. I kid you not. Black Americans need their own world. They need their, I think what they were doing back in the day, I think that was very good for black folks. There's a whole bunch of black folks who are retarded, who are crying and everything else. I think that if it was a black world, they can go to their own, black sea world. Black Sesame Place, gosh darn, black Cadillac dealership, right? Instead of going to the white ones and complaining about how high the Cadillac prices are, they can go to a black Cadillac dealership. They can go to a black Walmart. Everything bligger black, and then they wouldn't have to complain. They are complaining that the characters are passing by the black children and they're hugging the white ones. Now they have the lawyer from Freddie Gray's, incident. He is representing parents and they're doing a class action lawsuit. My goodness gracious. What do you think here, sir?
Yeah, this is another way that these people, these Negroes, as we call them, are going to get ahead. This is how they are upwardly mobile now. Not, getting a job, not working hard, not getting an education, not learning a skill, but just kind of like walking around like random robots, bumping into incidents that they can call racist. And they're going to do it for now and forever because that's how they get ahead. Just say, oh my gosh, I was at the cash register and she looked at me wrong. Well, that's a racist look, class action lawsuit. Oh my gosh, I was at a, baseball game and the drink guy did not fill my beer up all the way to the top. To make the foam fall over.
Yeah.
But all the white people foam fell over, but my foam didn't fall over. That's a class action lawsuit.
Yep.
And so this goes on and on and on. So, the solution is very, very simple. If the character, Mr. Grouse, Mr. Oscar, if he's doing that, passing by the black children, fire him.
Yep.
Fire that person. Okay? They know who's in the suit. They know where or the area that the person is in, and if they're behaving badly, they got cameras everywhere, of course. Just say, you know what, this job is not for you. Fire that person. But that is not what they want to happen. They always want to find some racism under every rock
Yep.
and to make every racist incident a multi-million-dollar lawsuit
Ridiculous.
where everybody gets paid. But you're right, Jermain Botsio. You know, what they want is to have this black world, you know, black Sesame Street, you know, black, you know, Disney World, black everything. They want a dual society, and they really do think that if they only had black things like that, then the whole world would be perfect for them. No, it will not. You know, they need to teach those children. Oh, the other thing, now the parents are talking about racism, but the children are probably saying, you know what, that was a mean Mr. Grouse. That character was mean. The children don't see the racism. They see the person as just being mean. But the parents are going to try to exploit that to get paid by it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely correct. And now, in this day and age, we know racism, quote unquote, pays. Ain't that right,
Yes.
Anthony Allen?
Yes. Racism pays.
That's why I said that in this new age moving forward, there will be white people out there who will be looking for what I call crybaby blacks. They'll be everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm talking about, a crybaby black. You might have one at your job, right? Always complaining about, hey, ain't enough black people on this side of work. How come that side of work got all those black people? Huh? Stuff like that. Crybaby blacks. They're everywhere. And white people are going to start now looking at crybaby blacks, hearing crybaby blacks, and running away from them. They're not going to want to hire you. They're not going to want to be next to you. They'll do whatever they can to lie. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Crybaby blacks. In this day and age, black folks go somewhere because they feel that they have been mistreated. Whether, it be legitimate or not. They will cry, and most of the time it's not true. Most of the time it's, a skewed perception of racism. And they're making a complaint about it. And what that does, ladies and gentlemen, is it puts everybody on edge. Fake racism complaints put everybody on edge. Now, if this is true, let's hop on the wild side. Let's say that, these black individuals, these black crybabies, they ain't just crying anymore, right? They ain't just crying anymore, right? They have some legitimate things they're pointing out. The gosh darn character moving too fast, right? You shouldn't get paid for that. What should happen is that the people who own that company should fire whoever's in that suit. They know who has the suit, just like Anthony Allen said. It does not need to be a gosh darn financial compensation because somehow your feelings got hurt because they didn't hug your child. I mean, that is some female stuff. It's ridiculous. It gets to the point where a lot of these stuff it's like a female type stuff. Females would love to get compensated because, quote unquote, their feelings are hurt. I kid you not. It's not logical and it's not feasible. Last words on this here, sir.
It's not logical, it's not feasible, and it is very, very emotional. I was watching these men being interviewed, and they were about to cry,
Yeah,
talking about the fact that their little daughter got overlooked by, from a high five of a character. They were about to cry. Where do we get this idea from? If that man feels like his daughter was slighted, he should be able to handle that himself without crying. Maybe he should go back to that park and, pound on the CEO's desk, maybe find that Grouch character and say, why did you do that? Confront something.
Yep.
But no, like you say, these crybaby blacks, what do? they go cry, they look sad, they want $1 million, okay, for someone overlooking their daughter from a high five. That's just crazy, man. And so all this means that now everything is racism because everything can be paid. Everything can, have a dollar amount on it now. So, someone bumps into someone, oh, that's racism. That's $1 million. Someone says, excuse me, I'm next. Well, you can't talk to me that way. That's racism. That's $1 million. They have got to stop this.
It's a quick get quick rich scheme that blacks are doing. Black folks used to love, get into accidents and getting paid. That's the quick rich scheme for most niggas out there. They love it. They wish that somebody would run into them so that they can get $1 million. I kid you not. They would rather get screwed up rather than going out and working hard. Right. Shout out to Elvin Price. He said the Negroes who cried wolf. Brother, you ain't lying about that. You ain't lying. These Negroes are crying wolf every turn at every place. It's crazy to me. It really is. We live in a world where people will cry about fake racism. And then there will be some idiot out there to take them seriously, and they will get paid for it. It never used to be like this. Black folks and white people used to have a lot more common sense than this. But the new generation ran by mama. The U.S. right now, geared towards women. We are now wasting our time speaking about dumb stuff. And please believe the things that we're talking about are dumb stuff. But yet it's important. You know why? Because it's a female-led world. Female-led world, what do most women care about? Ladies and gentlemen, what do they care about? They care about emotion. Yeah, how they feel. Come on now. And what does the world care about now? How they feel, their own fake-ass identity, right? When you hear women speak now, they say, well, I'm a single mom. I'm a divorced mom. I'm a cisgender Latina. Some dumb stuff. I mean, that's the way the world is. And it's because they say these things to affirm their identity that makes them feel good. Right? Back in the day, it wasn't like that. They had sense. You didn't have to affirm your identity by saying it out loud. Hey, I'm a gay black man. As a gay black man, I feel. That's the way the world is. When people talk, they identify themselves by the BS that they've been indoctrinated by. As a gay white woman, I believe ridiculous. And I'm letting folks know it's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We're going to need your help. We definitely going to need your help. Next one up. I want to speak to you guys about a third party that is coming into fruition. Democratic fruition. Absolutely. A party put out by Andrew Yang. Remember, that was the Asian Negro that wanted to give universal basic income.
Right.
Yeah, you got to remember that, right? Yeah, absolutely. I want you guys to take a look at this story. When it come back, I want to speak about it, all right? Absolutely. Make sure you share. Here we go. Oh, man, this one's going to be good. Make sure you share. Here we go.
Well, if you're sick of Democrats and Republicans, there's another option coming your way. A new third political party in America called Forward. The co-chairs One Republican, one Democrat. Andrew Yang, remember him? He ran for president as a Democrat, then became an independent. CNBC viewers know him well. And Chrissy Todd Whitman. She was the Republican governor of New Jersey from 94 to 2001. It's a much different era. In announcing the party, the two wrote in the Washington Post, the United States badly needs a new political party, one that reflects the moderate, common sense majority. Today's outdated parties have failed by catering to the fringes. According to Gallup, theoretically, they could be onto something. Look at this. As of last month, 43% of Americans said they consider themselves independents, and both Republicans and Democrats come in at 27% each. But history is littered with failed third-party attempts. Ross Perot, Larry, can I finish? Larry, that was 1992, he lost. Ralph Nader, 2000, lost. And in just 2012, there was a party most of us probably don't remember, Americans Elect. It managed to get on the ballot in more than 24 states, but went nowhere. Why would this time be any different? David Jolly's with us, former Republican congressman from Florida.
Bow, and I'm going to stop it right here. Bow, bow, bow. The new third party is called Forward. It's called Forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. The party's led by Andrew Yang and a former Republican, former Republican governor of New Jersey. I can tell. I can look at her. She don't look like a Republican of anything. I can tell you that, especially teaming up with Andrew Yang. What do you think about this? A lot of folks are speaking about this third party as a way to get rid of Donald Trump's stronghold here in America. Get rid of, the new uprising of common sense, and to make sure that they can have the percentages needed to win. Do you think that this is the case, or do you believe that this is just a legitimate effort to have a third party compared to the two Luciferian ones? What do you think?
Yeah, you're exactly correct. This is them, Democrats, trying to water down the election by having a third party trying to siphon votes away from Trump. See, this is just in time for the 2022 midterms.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where they'll be using it as a trial. They want to test things out during the midterms. And then they want to go full-fledged, full-blown in 2024 presidential election. This party is just a money-making scheme by Andrew Yang and Christine Dodd Whitman. These goofballs are, just goofballs. And they were goofballs in their parties. She was a goofball in the Republican Party, and, Yang was a goofball in the Democrat Party. So, this whole idea that they have some kind of legitimacy is stupid, because one's a Democrat, one's a Republican. Whoa, one's a male, one's a female. One's an Asian and one is a Caucasian.
Yep.
So they have this identity politics already baked into it.
Yep.
And people say, well, we should be we should like them because they're in the middle. They have these extremes out here, but they're in the middle. Now, who will flock to this party? Woken nuts, okay? These followers, these lemmings that have already fallen off the cliff, that's who will go to this party, because it really is stupid. Because if you think about this, they want both sides to come together. They want to have a party that has a mixture of pro-life people in it,
ridiculous,
and pro-choice people in it. They want a party that will have people who are, open borders and people who want closed borders. If that's the case, those people should go to their respective parties. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Because there's no matching there whatsoever. You see, now if they want a third party, and our audience knows this, if they want to go to a third party, the Republican Party is a third party.
Yep.
It was brought up in the 1800s to be the anti-slavery party to the pro-slavery Democrats. And it was a third party. The Republican Party is the most successful third party in the history of America. So if you want to go to a third party, come on over to the Republican Party. It is a third party, whether they like it or not.
Absolutely. The thing is, I also believe that too, that, these people here are just trying to split up the vote.
Yes.
That's what they're trying to do. And just like you said, I also believe the woke nuts will be on their side. Identity politics is already embedded in the rollout and everything they're doing. One's an Asian, one's Caucasian, right? One's a man, one's a woman, right?
Right.
And he'll probably say he's gay and she's not. Let me guess.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All sorts of dumb stuff will come. Yeah, she got a cat, I got a dog. Yeah, absolutely. That's how crazy of a dynamic that they gonna push. And there's people out here, because of the culture, they'll believe in it, Anthony. Will believe in this because of the culture. And I also do believe that this is just meant, in a sense, to make sure that Trump doesn't win.
Yes.
If Trump wasn't running, ladies and gentlemen, they wouldn't be doing this at all. They wouldn't. They would have one of their Luciferian club friend members running on the other side. But Trump is not one of them. You understand? They're still trying to lock him up. They're still trying to indict him. That should let you know he ain't one of them. So they're going to do whatever they can to make sure that he doesn't win. They, in my personal opinion, are not betting on him being locked up. I think they know that by now it ain't going to happen.
Right.
So how do we make sure that he doesn't win? How do we make sure that we siphon votes? We can't do our cheating scheme like we did last time, because gosh darn it, Trump probably gonna be putting personal cameras in the room. We ain't gonna be doing that. But what we can do is make up a lie, have a fake ass new party, and siphon votes from him. Yeah, we can definitely do that. And that's what I believe that they're doing. And it's because they cannot beat him. When it comes down to the midterm, Anthony Allen, midterm, Democrats are losers. They need to be able to have a win. And the only way for them to win is for them to push another party. So all these things that are coming up, they're coming up for a reason. This is coming up right now at this point in time for a reason. Right? Because they know what they're trying to do. Last words here, Anthony Allen.
Yeah, they do know, and they're going to do everything they can to divide the vote, to siphon off money, to create as much of a turmoil as they can. By having a third party, they'll be fighting to get into debates. Hey, we're a third party. How come you're not letting us into a debate? They'll be doing all this muckety muck stuff, trying to create confusion, because they know Trump, he's not going to jail. They know that. So what else can they do? So they'll be doing all kinds of, mucking up things as much as they can to throw people off, because they cannot win. They're not going to win. The American people, and are smart, and we have their number. Mm-hmm. They may try to cheat, but just like you said, there'll be cameras everywhere. Voter integrity is a new norm now. They're looking for everything.
Yep.
They can't win. The midterms will be a blowout to the Democrats, and the 2024 election will be a blowout. It will probably be a electoral college blowout also.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. The Democrats will be they're pulling out all the stops right now, ladies and gentlemen. They are early. When they're doing it this early, you know that they're really that scared. They
Yes.
are. This is very early, let me tell you. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Loli. Ryder donated, took our challenge on PayPal. Shout out to Loli, Ryder. Absolutely. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Help a brother out. Need your help. Next one up, I want to speak to you about Kamala Harris. There is a video out on Kamala Harris. She starts in an introduction to her meeting as, I am Kamala Harris, and my pronouns are she and her. I am a woman. Yeah, she said this in beginning of a meeting, and let me tell you something. People were blown away. They were first blown away by the crazy, rhetoric that she was saying. And they were also blown away that, gosh darn it, she know what a woman is. Ain't that crazy?
Right.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. Kamala Harris showing you how dumb the liberals are. Here we go. Make sure you share. You know a buffoon, you know an idiot out there. You know somebody who's retarded. Yes, you do. Don't act like you don't. Share. Here we go.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
I want to play it again. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris think everybody's retarded and she's not. Ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. She believed everybody retarded. Here we go.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. So Kamala Harris here, while she's introducing herself in this meeting, she is describing what she's wearing as if everybody's blind there. Maybe she's doing, some sort of blind study. I don't know. But I think it's kind of weird. Anthony Allen, it seems like, the Democrats got pronouns and extra words and verbs for every gosh darn thing they speak about. And they describe, it's quite crazy. What do you think about this here?
I love it because we are watching the discombobulation of the Democrat Party live and in living color. Every time Kamala Harris is featured, she continues to burrow under successive layers of stupidity. Okay? She doesn't go up, she goes lower and lower and lower into more and more stupid. Now, she's so dumb that they are giving her assignments that's equal to her single-digit IQ, okay? Where they have her sit there and name her pronouns, and just stupid stuff. But what really gets me is that when she's doing this, she's reading it. She looks down and says, I am Kamala Harris, and she looks down and say, and my pronouns are, and then she looks at her suit to make sure it's blue, and then she says, I'm wearing a blue suit. How stupid can
I swear to
you get
goodness.
that you have to look at your suit to make sure it's blue and then say it's blue? Yeah, this is wokeism, and the Democrat Party is being completely dismantled from within. And Kamala Harris and Slow Joe, they are the termites eating away inside the Democrat Party. And come the midterms and come November, this party will be history. They're gone.
They're gone. Especially if you're doing stuff like this. This is a person who's either high or on drugs. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You must be high as a kite to sit there and say, I'm Kamala Harris. Yeah, you see this here? Yeah, you see this name tag here? It says Kamala Harris. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, this is a blue suit. I'm wearing a blue suit. Let me go ahead and look here. Yeah, I'm black as my oil. Yeah, I'm black as oil. And I'm a woman. Yep, that my pronouns are she, her, and I'm dumb. Yeah, those are my pronouns. I mean, Anthony Allen, it get to the point where, gosh darn it, are you trying to act like I'm dumb, or are you actually dumb? What's going on here?
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? And this is the nature that she brings. Now, let me go ahead and give somebody a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Z Crisp on Rumble. That is our good friend Chris Paulin, our brother from another mother, says, nice to see my brothers from another mother. Absolutely. Shout out to you.
Absolutely. Love you, man.
Taking our challenge. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen, is letting you know the reason why you don't want to ever vote for another Democrat woman ever in your life. Yeah, you know that she ain't worth nothing. She's over there. It doesn't sound like she's even smart at all, or she has her brain and her wits together. And then on top of that, they're pushing the liberal agenda, the liberal nonsense. Yeah. My pronouns are she and her. I mean, what the hell does that even have to mean? The rest of the world is not doing that. And it's a way to push their insanity. It's a way to push their nonsense on you. Liberals are very good at language. They're linguistics. They know that if they control language, they control your gosh darn brain. That's why Anthony Allen is very clear. Stop using liberal words. Yeah.
Right.
Stop going by liberal rules, right? When the liberals say that you're nasty, you're rude, smile and say thank you. My mama think I'm nasty and rude too. I love her. Just say it like that. Absolutely. When people say, Jermain, gosh darn it, you're a misogynistic, you're a brute. I say, gosh darn it, thank you. I did well in the army. Thank you. That's what I say. I don't sit back and run from what they call me. I embrace it. Do you understand? And too many of us out there are being being tricked into thinking that what they're saying is truth. It's not. What they're pushing is a fantasy. And they need people to believe in the fantasy so that it can become real in their eyes. Do you understand? Nothing's real until you get people to believe in it. It's just like money. Yeah, it's just like money. If one day or even tomorrow, let's say that we all come together as a society and say, you know what? There's no value in the actual printed money. There's more value in leaves outside. Yeah, the leaves on your tree than the actual quote unquote printed dollar. Then guess what would be more valuable? The leaves. So we need to use common sense here. We need to do what's right. And we need to tell them they're crazy. Last words here, Anthony.
Yeah, tell them that they're crazy. You know, when they call you names, you know, they call you racist, they call you Uncle Tom, they call you all kinds of things. But you know what? I have never, ever turned into any of the ugly things that liberals have called me.
Yeah.
I never turned into those things. And so there's historical evidence out there that those ugly things liberals call you, the racism, the racist, the white supremacist, you know, you never turn into those things. So you don't have to believe them. Like Jermain was saying, you just go on with your life, living the same life that you have lived before, and the heck with what they call you, because you will never turn into those kinds of things, because it's just about mind control. They want to control your mind. They want to call you something, and then they have so much control that you become what they call you. But as a conservative, you do not become what they call you. You become the person that you want to be. And that's your focus, on the person that you want to be, the person that God has given you to be. But pay those liberals no mind whatsoever. All you have to do is remember, you never turn into the ugly things liberals call you.
Never. Because liberals, trust me, they'll be waiting to call you something else too. They're that evil. They are. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. This movement of nonsense is being pushed through the female movement. And I want folks to understand. That's why I speak about women a lot. Yeah, I'd rather speak about motorcycles. Yeah. Big Daddy still like motorcycles. You better believe they should have killed me. Gosh darn, I should have died. Yeah, you better believe it. Yeah, Big Daddy still speaking about Yamaha motorcycles. Hit that like button. But they pushing the nonsense through the female movement. Through the female movement, they're able to get a lot of their agenda through. That's why they're able to push out cis woman, all sorts of dumb stuff, pronouns through the female narrative. They're not able to do that on the male end. And I want the women to think about that. They're able to push a lot of this nonsense through the female movement. They're able to push it through the black, quote unquote, struggle. Most black Americans are raised by the mama. Most black Americans are just like women. They're like women. They might as well be women, right? That's why I speak the way I do, so that people can understand how I think. It doesn't matter who you were raised by in the black community. More than likely, you have a female mentality. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, you grown men thinking like women. So they're able to push this nonsense through. They're not able to push it through the white culture. I want white people out there to think about that. They're not able to push cis and all this other dumb pronouns through the white culture like that. They're not able to do that. They need to be able to push it through a segmented, closed group. They need to make the group a victim so that they're able to push it. And they're able to do that through the female narrative, the female mindset. That's why right now women have a problem with men coming into their quote-unquote gender and destroying everything they built. It's to the point where women can't even define what a woman is, right? The younger generation don't even want to approach that. You go and ask men what a man is, they'll tell you. Not what they mama told them what a man is, but what a real man is. Us men, we don't have that problem. Yeah, we don't have that problem. No matter what color you are, if you identify as a straight, real man, right? You're not doing the bisexual stuff. You're not doing the queer stuff. You're a real man. You identify as an alpha real man. You wake up early in the morning to work. Yeah, you do. You smoke very good cigars. Absolutely. And you don't care what your wife or your mama think. Yeah, that's what real men do. They don't care what the women think. They just do it. Yeah, if you identify like that, you know you don't have any problems. You ain't got nobody try to infringe on you, right? Ain't nobody try to tell you that, hey, I can be a man too, right? We ain't got that problem. But the women do. And I want the women to start thinking about that. Why? Why is it so easy for the crazies to use you and your narrative to push something that is not right? All right, that's it. You know why? How come they didn't push it through the white culture, but they're able to push it through the black culture? And it should let you know something, that the black culture is matriarchal, ran by women. That's why they're able to push it. And it gets back to T.D. Jakes' point. Evil doesn't come in unless the man allows it through the woman. And that's something that a lot of people don't want to speak about. It's biblical. It's really biblical. And that's why you can see what's going on in America right now, how evil things are going on. And it's because real men out there, a lot of them have left. They're not home. And the men that are left, they're eating out of the palm of their woman's arm. An apple or whatever. Brother, last words here before we move forward.
Yeah, you are exactly correct, Jermain Botsio. The weakness in the black culture is going through the women, because it's matriarchal, like you said. So it's very, very emotional. And when you have 80% of black children born out of wedlock, you do have a matriarchal society, because women are raising them without men, and the boys are feminized, and then they want the girls to be tough. You have to be tough in this world, child. So they make the girls tough, and then they feminize the boys. And that's what these single mothers are doing. And 80% of, blacks are born out of wedlock. And so you have this whole group of, blacks, men that are feminized, and they're very, very emotional. And we encounter them on Facebook too. You go to these forums, these black forums, they have the word black in them, and it's going to be full of very, very emotional men.
Yep.
And when you encounter them, it feels like you're talking to a jilted woman.
Yep.
They're angry.
Angry.
They are so mad, and they post up memes constantly. They call you all kinds of names. They will not engage in objective facts and truth. It's all about how they feel. You know, they always say, well, how would you feel if? Well, how do you feel if this happened to you? It's all about their feelings. And so through the Black woman, you have this wokeism that Kamala Harris is expressing. And this is it. And they know what the weakness is, and they are exploiting that weakness. They are not doing it, like you said, in the white community. Only through the Black woman do you have this weakness being exploited constantly.
Yep, and it's such a shame. I wish the National Republicans would explain it like this. It would really help a lot of people understand the reason why. In a patriarchal society, you don't get the LGBTQ nonsense there.
No.
That doesn't fly. It won't even come up. I want people to understand. I want the women to truly understand, because the women have to understand everybody has their place, just like in the Army. I love the Army. The Army is a very good example of a lot of things, let me tell you. In the Army, everybody got their gosh darn place. Everybody has their job specialized for them. Do you understand? Specialized. Women, I want you to understand, you have your own specialized job that men can't do. If we try to attempt it, we ain't good at it, we suck. Do you understand? Just like men, we have our own specialized job that if women try to do it, they definitely can't do it. Everybody is meant for something. Everybody is. And that needs to be pushed out. In a patriarchal society, you're not going to have this nonsense. You're not. I want people to understand that. In a matriarchal society, you are going to have that nonsense. Through the woman, you will have LGBTQ. Because when it comes down to it, the LGBTQ, most of those folks, 98% of them are feminized. Do you understand? The gay men, most gay men think like women. I want the women to understand. They take your mindset. They don't take a guy's mindset when they become gay. Most gay men take a female mindset. Why is that? I want the women to ask themselves why. The LGBTQ community, 99% of them have a female mindset. Why is that? Even back in the Roman times, they had a female mindset. Why? Nobody wants to speak about this, right? And when I speak about this, most females get mad at me. It's because through your mindset is where the evil comes in. Not saying that your mindset is evil, but there's an avenue, a crack in the door where it comes in. That's why. I wish I could say, well, everybody who's LGBTQ takes a male mindset. Right? No, they don't. Very few LGBTQ folks think like a man and take a man mindset. Most of them think and feel and act like a woman. And that should let folks know what the deal is. Through the female's mindset, through a matriarchal world, you get this nonsense. You get destruction of the family.
Yes.
You get so much, but I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there for y'all to think. And if you got your hate mail, you know where to send it. You know where to send it. Last but not least, brother, I want to speak to you about a recession. Economists are saying that the U.S. is in a recession right now. Joe Biden says that we are not. Let me go ahead and show you what he says. Take a look.
And Mr. President, we're getting GDP numbers on Thursday. How worried should Americans be that we could be in a recession.
We're not going to be in a recession, in my view. The employment rate is still one of the lowest we've had in history. It's in the 3.6 area. We still find ourselves with people investing. My hope is we go from this rapid growth to steady growth. And so we'll see some coming down. But I don't think we're going to, God willing, I don't think we're going to see a recession.
He said, God willing, Mr. Magoo. His eyes looked closed while he was speaking too. Yeah, his eyes look closed. He's a spit shining double of Mr. Magoo. He's got a gosh darn clone. Let me tell you. Mr. Magoo says that he doesn't believe that there will be a recession. He doesn't. He says that he sees people like his son spending money. Yeah. Mr. Magoo said people like my son are spending money. I don't think there'll be a recession. They're investing and stuff. That's what he said. I want to go ahead and run this clip here by WION. And they're saying, is America in a recession? They believe so. Take a look.
And there are more who could lose their fortunes, but not like Jack Ma. We all know these are challenging times for the global economy. Everywhere in the world, people are losing money. Many fear a recession is now unavoidable. In some countries, it is already happening. Leading economies of the world are contracting, which includes the United States. The U.S. economy is contracting, but the U.S. is not ready to accept that it is in recession. Let me share some numbers. In the first quarter of this financial year, the U.S. economy contracted. By how much? 1.6%. Yesterday, fresh numbers came out. This is for the last 3 months, the second quarter. The American economy has contracted again, this time by 0.9%. The U.S. economy has contracted for 2 straight quarters. This is the definition of recession. Negative growth for 2 quarters. But America refuses to accept this. It rejects the claim that a recession is here. Different officials are giving different explanations. The U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman says growth is slowing, that's all.
The labor market is extremely tight, and inflation is much too high. So I do not think the U.S. is currently in a recession. As I mentioned, it's true that growth is slowing.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has put her own spin on this data. She too says that the U.S. is not in a recession. Then what is it? Yellen likes to use the word weakening. She says the U.S. economy is getting weaker.
Most economists and most Americans have a similar definition of recession. Substantial job losses and mass layoffs, businesses shutting down, private sector activities slowing considerably, family budgets under immense strain, in sum, a broad-based weakening of our economy.
What about the president? What does Joe Biden say? How does he assess America's economy? The president is in total denial mode.
Let me speak to one other issue, the GDP, and whether or not we are in a recession. Both Chairman Powell and many of the significant banking personnel and
Mr.
economists
Magoo,
say we're not in a recession.
Look at them.
So what have you heard? There is no recession. Growth is slowing. The economy is weakening. 3 different people with 3 different explanations. It doesn't change the facts, however. It is a fact that the U.S. economy has contracted for 2 straight quarters. The U.S. government might not declare a recession. And yes, there are different ways to assess how an economy is performing. But if you ask the people of America, they're already feeling a recession. They feel the pinch of rising prices and the rising interest rates. Americans are no longer confident about their economy. Recently, a survey was conducted, and American citizens were asked what they feel about their economy. The results are revealing. Consumer confidence has dropped to its lowest level since February 2021. What are Americans worried about the most? Inflation, they say. They're worried about the price of gas, about the rising price of food items. Americans are putting off big ticket purchases. For many, plans to buy cars and major appliances are on hold now. Fewer Americans want to buy a home. Demand is at its lowest since 2015. And this sentiment is also reflecting in sales. Home sales have dropped to a 2-year low in the US. What does all of this mean? When people put off major purchases, they want to make sure they can afford essentials, the basics like food and fuel. When do people fear they may not be able to make ends meet? When they're afraid of losing their jobs. Officially, America's job numbers look good. Unemployment numbers are below 4%, and that's a good thing. But people fear they could lose their jobs in the coming months. I have more numbers. 78% of workers in the US are worried today. They fear they could lose their jobs. Managers also fear they will have to make cuts.
A recession,
87%
a lot of folks
managers
lose
say
jobs in a
they're likely
recession.
to order layoffs.
You better believe it.
So it doesn't matter what the lawmakers say, what their spin is. They might not call the situation a recession yet. But Americans are feeling the pinch. They say, for them, recession is already here.
Bow. And absolutely, Americans are saying a recession is already here. If you use common sense and you go by what we call the definition, not by how you feel, right? You don't do the female thing and go by how you feel. You use logic. You open your eyes and you read, right? 2 straight quarters of decline in a row. First one, 1.6. The other one, 0.9%, close to 1.1%. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, it is getting bad. You can already feel it. You are not retarded. Anthony Allen, Mr. Magoo, says that he doesn't believe the U.S. will be in a recession. Janet Yellen, Fed chief, they are using the word decline. They're saying that the U.S. economy is weak. My goodness gracious. I mean, what do you think about this?
Yeah, these people, they're just playing games, mind games. They have changed the definition of a recession. We know what that definition is. It's those 2 successive negative quarters, contractions.
Yeah.
However you want to look at it, our economy is shrinking, and they don't want to talk about it. We have shortages. We have high cost of living, which is our fuel cost. That's based on, these sky high fuel, $5 a gallon, whatever, shortages in our baby formula, grocery shelves look kind of weak there. So we are in a recession. And like you said earlier, these Democrats, they are very, very good with words. They are very, very good with playing word jujitsu. And so we know it, and the whole world knows it. And Biden administration is trying to tell sane Americans that we are not in a recession. They are liars.
They're absolute liars. And these are the folks, ladies and gentlemen, that want you to trust them. It's serious, ain't that crazy? They want you to trust them. They certainly do. And they can't even tell you the truth. Things that are right in front of your own face, they want you to look away. No, that's not what you're seeing. No. Yes, it is what you're seeing. These folks need to be reined in. And they know their day is coming. They know it. They fear it. That's why they're doing whatever they can with the January 6th hearing. They're doing whatever they can with this gosh darn new party, indictments, all sorts of dumb stuff to make sure that they can stay in power to screw up America even worse. Remember what Klaus Schwab said from the World Economic Forum. Most folks will be poor and they'll be happy. I kid you not. I kid you not. Brother, buddy, pal, I want to thank you so much for coming on in here, hanging out with us. This is our first 2-hour show.
Yes.
For the past, almost 3 months since my accident. Gosh darn it, we coming back, baby. I want to thank you so much. Any last words for our beautiful crowd?
You know, what I want to do, brother, is I want to pray for you, brother. Okay.
Okay.
Pray for you and your family. I want Conservative Nation to really lift up Jermain Botsio and his family. And I just want to say, dear Heavenly Father, continue to strengthen Jermain Botsio, Lord. Continue to bring his family closer together, Lord. Help him to overcome the difficulties that he may be having because of the accident, Lord. Put those people, those doctors, the physical therapists, put all the right people, Lord, in his place, Lord. Put the lawyers in his place, Lord, that, he can be properly compensated for what happened to him, Lord. But continue to strengthen him, Lord. He is our leader, Father, so we need to pray for him, and we want him to continue to be stronger and stronger, Lord. We know that it's difficult for him. It's difficult on his family, his children, Lord. But continue to bless Jermain Botsio and Amber Botsio, Lord, as they walk through this difficult time in their life, Lord. These things we pray. Amen.
Amen. Absolutely.
But I do want to say, too, Jermain, is that we have these midterms coming up, and we have to make sure that our audience, they do not vote for a single Democrat.
Yep.
Okay? Don't vote for them. Don't say, oh, my gosh, no. You cannot have them anywhere near the levers of power. Look what they have done in 2.5, almost 3 years. Look what they have done to our nation. Look how they have divided us as a people. They want to have all these identities, black and white and gay and transgender and cis this and cis. We don't have that in this country. We are just Americans, and they want to divide this country, and they want to destroy this country, and we cannot let that happen. Do not vote for a single Democrat on your ballot.
Absolutely, not one. I don't care how much you like them. I don't care if they went to school with your granddaddy.
Right.
There's something wrong with them. And I want you to know, there's something wrong with the philosophy. And every Democrat that you'll see will run with that philosophy. You're not voting for a person, you're voting for a platform.
That's right.
You better believe it. And their platform absolutely sucks. You can see it right now. Use common sense. Brother, I want to thank you so much for coming on in here. Thank you so much for your prayers as well. I want to thank everybody out there for praying as well. I really do appreciate it. Appreciation is something that, I want to make sure that folks understand is really important to me. So I want to make sure that you guys understand I do appreciate it during this time here. So
absolutely.
I'll be on tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. It will be a very, very good show. Please come and hang out with us, all right? It will be. And please hit that like button and share, okay? We're going to need your help. A lot more people start, subscribing to the show and things of this nature when they're able to see it. Right? There's a whole bunch of Republicans out there that don't know that there's a show like this out. They don't know. I kid you not. They don't know. And once they see a show like this, they don't pass it up because we don't play. You can see we don't play here. So please hit that like button. Make sure you share. Let's this year be a bigger year for Conservative Nation family. Let's bring some more people in here. Let's make Conservative Nation known. Absolutely. Let's make it known. Absolutely. Love you. You guys take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. Now I'll catch you guys here later with another edition of Conservative Nation. You guys take care. Love you and good night. Bye-bye.
How you do that?